Okay, this is my Sprint 2 video report for Engine 1. This is my GAM class renamed Gemini, so as you can see it is a singleton. Yep, it has the public accessors, which are implemented here, which are just pass-throughs to the Azul functions. The camera manager is up here, a singleton right now, has the functions we talked about. It creates a default camera when you create it at first with all the default settings just copied from game.cpp. You can get, you can set, etc. Game objects, so there's updatable, which has a virtual update, drawable, which has a virtual draw, and then game object, which just inherits from both of those. Scene has those 4 functions that we talked about to start. They're all virtual because the user has to implement them, and it's just header file for now because there's not much going on. And then lastly is a scene manager, so it's a singleton as well. Has the functions we talked about privately, and then publicly you can call get current scene or set start scene. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. It just calls update and draw on the current scene, a pointer to the current scene. So, what else? I guess I will walk through the Gemini file to prove that it's all cleaned up. So starting at the top, we just have singleton set up here. We have run here, where the main window just calls Gemini run, and that calls run the Azul function run. Then we skip over the accessors, we go to initialize, we do game initialize. Oh yeah, so here are the separate game initialize and game end functions that the user fills in. So game initialize, load content, scene manager, start scene, update, draw, and then unload content where it just deletes everything via the managers and then calls game end. So that is all cleaned up. Oh, and then down here in the user code is where I moved, the majority of the stuff in game.cpp. So we have the game object. The frigate derives from game object. The user has to define, the graphics objects appear and all the update stuff and draw stuff. Same with world plane. Pretty self-explanatory. Just copied from game.cpp, and then the scene demo is inherit scene. It has to have bodies for all of these methods. Has to call update and draw individually on the game objects and create the game objects and everything. So I think that just about covers everything. I did make a diagram for everything and tried to have this very clear separation for user code. So all of those inherit from, everything above here is engine code. So that's a nice visual. And then I guess just to prove that it really is separate, in my folder in my file explorer, I have engine source. Gemini engine has all of the files for the engine, and then user code has all the files for the code. So I think hopefully that's sufficient. Yeah, everything's all cleaned up.